Hi everybody, it's your good friend Paul here, and we've got an amazing training for you here today. It's called SEO Mastery. It's all about how to get to the top of the search engines. So Google, Yahoo, and Bing. How can we get you to page one and get you there fast? So let's get started. Now, if I go a little fast today, it's because I just want to get through this quickly. This is a really long training, but go ahead and feel free to pause the video and go back over it as much as you need to. So the first thing is, what is SEO? SEO simply stands for Search Engine Optimization. What's great about SEO? Everything. You get more traffic. It's going to save you money, so you don't have to do the pay-per-click. When you're doing pay-per-click to get at the top of the search engines, because there's two ways to do it, organically and non-organically. Organically is what I'm going to teach you, how you get there for free. I like that word. And non-organically is you pay for those positions. And you can literally be paying per click. So if you want 10 people to come to your site and it's $2 per click, it's going to cost you $20. You know, if you want 100, it's going to cost you $200. You know, some clicks are $14, $30, $60. They go pretty high. But it's hard to get somebody to your website for less than 50 cents a click. Whereas SEO, when you get to the top of the search engines, free for life, lasts for years, absolutely fantastic. So SEO is going to help get you seen. When people Google you or Yahoo you, if you want to use that term, you can be found quickly. If you can't be found in the search engines, then people figure you're nobody. It also pre-sells your product and services. You know, people have gone to these resources, your article, your video, whatever it is, and they've gotten to get a sense of you. Then they go to your site. So they're kind of pre-sold, which is absolutely fantastic. So SEO is just amazing in what it can do for you and do for your business. So every internet marketer needs this, and even people that are offline need it as well. Let me show you some of my stats. Here's what I did for a company called Speak and Empire that hired me to do their SEO. And as you can see, within a few weeks, I was able to get them to the top of the search engine. So here we are on page one of Google. And as you can see up top, right below the search term box, we were going for speaker training tips. Now, there was 1.3 million results for that. So 1.3 million people tried to get on this page, and there's only 10 slots. As you can see, Speak and Empire is in the number 3 position out of 1.3 million. And we're also have 2 videos down there. So both those YouTube videos, and you can see my smiling face and the one on the right, I'm sorry, the one on the left, and then Dave Van Hoosel and Speak and Empire on the right. We're three times above the fold, that top half of the search engine on Google. That's going to get us an unbelievable amount of traffic and get business to that company. And it did. So these are the types of results you can get, and relatively quickly. I think I got those videos up there within a few days. So the results can be absolutely fantastic. Now the next key is keywords. You gotta pick the right keywords, and there's 2 different types. So with keywords, you're always trying to look at, what do you think somebody will punch in as a search term into the search engine if they're looking to go to your site. Now make sure they're words that aren't just generic. Like if I put in diet, that's not real specific. You want to be more specific in the terms, because there's going to be too much competition, and they may be looking for diet surgery when you sell diet pills. See why it's better to be more specific? So like I was saying, there's 2 different kinds. There's short and long tail. Here's the strange thing. Most people go for the short words. You know, they'd love to be able to dominate the speaking market or speaker marketing. But actually, you're better off doing a long tail keyword. Why? Well, say you want to get people to come down to your office and do the speaker training like Speak and Empire did. Easier to get somebody from Florida. You can totally dominate in Florida, then try for a national market. So something like professional speaker marketing, Florida, oh God, I can rank for that in a matter of hours to a couple of days. No problem, and totally dominate it. I could take that whole first page and be on there 3 or 4 times. Why? Because I used a long enough tailed keyword. When we did the speaker marketing, speaker training tips, I think was the last one, that took a little bit longer. Why? Because that's a short-tailed word, and that's going on a national level. So your best target is to go with a bunch of long-tailed keywords. Very low competition, easy to rank, much more targeted and much more likely to buy. And you can get multiples of these because they don't take a long time to get to the top of the search engines. So always be thinking long tail. Okay, you want to look at the amount of competition versus the amount of traffic you're going to get. So how many views do these types of pages get, and how hard is it? In SEO, they always say, is the juice worth the squeeze? How hard do you have to work to get the benefit? So we're looking for high traffic, low competition. I found that anything under 300,000, I can score in the search engines, get to the first page like nobody's business. Not a challenge. When it gets to be 1.3 million, a little harder, but I'll hit it. It's just going to take a lot more work, and it may take some more time. Something like that might take like a month or 2 or 3. It depends. Sometimes I get lucky and I can do it in a few hours. It depends. But 300,000 and below, you should be able to dominate that. 50,000, bang, same day, as long as the search engines can find you. So go for those long-term keywords. Go for high traffic, low competition. Next is domain names. Whenever possible, get a domain name that matches up with what you're doing. So I used to do a lot of work with chiropractors doing their SEO, and they always wanted the vanity one. They wanted drnicholashamilton.com, and this is just a made-up name. But when you go into search engines, unless you are a famous name, people aren't going to find you under that. Unless you've totally been branded underneath your name and people are bragging about you and they say, oh yeah, I go to Dr. Hamilton, then you're not going to be found in the search engines. So you want to go, say, Tampa Chiropractic Clinic. When people are looking up chiropractic Tampa, chiropractic Tampa Clinic, chiropractic clinics in Tampa, you're going to pop up to the top of the search engine because this domain name tells Google and Yahoo and Bing a lot about who you are, and the search engines are always trying to find exactly what you're looking for as quick as they can find it. So the more specific you can be in all areas, starting with your domain name, about who and what you are, there's no confusion. Tampa Chiropractic Clinic, pretty clear what that domain name means. The search engines can find you quicker. This isn't as powerful as it used to be since the new updates, but it's still pretty strong. It's hard to beat somebody that has an exact match domain name. You can do it, but it's hard. We want to make things fast, simple, and easy. So when I was working with Speaking Empire, there's different domain names you have. Their full name was Seven Figure Speaking Empire. So sevenfigurespeakingempire.com, that would have been kind of tough because the 7 is confusing for the search engines. What do they mean by figure? See, these all look like separate words to them. Speaking Empire, good. We scored for Speaking Empire. Speaking Empire actually went in the middle road, which isn't too bad. They went Speaking Empire. The keyword that I like here is speaking because that's our topic area for that company. Empire's meaningless. A better name for it would have been speaker marketing. Almost everything we did in that company was based on doing marketing for speakers. How to market their business, how to get more stages, how to market their products, speaking techniques, selling to the back of the room. It was all speaker marketing. Web-based speaker marketing, online, offline speaker marketing. So speakermarketing.com would have been the best. So they kind of hit the middle ground. We want to get as close to the exact domain name search as we can. So there's 2 different kinds of SEO. There's complicated, and I'll show you that. This is what it really looks like when you break down all the fundamentals. You've got your main website. You want to get SEO optimized, so you optimize your website. Then you've got your website domain. You've got your content. You've got your backlinks. You've got your social media. You do some article marketing, some video marketing. You then SEO optimize all those page factors. You got to go out to the directories, do social bookmarks, RSS, ping. It gets really complicated. So let me show you a more simple variation of this. Think about it in just 2 steps. On-page optimization, what do you do when you're, say, doing a post in your blog? And online SEO, how are you getting backlinks and those types of things? People linking back from their website to your site with a hyperlink. That's the SEO. So focus on the keywords and how you're going to attack those from an on-page perspective and an off-page perspective through online SEO, basically backlinks. Now here's a simpler version of what we were talking about before. You create fresh content. What could that be? It could be PDFs, which are things that you read through Adobe Reader. You can also SEO pictures. You can SEO podcasts, which are just audios that are out there. You can do article marketing and video marketing, and I'll show you how to SEO optimize those. I'm going to do an entire separate video on video marketing because it's such a special area and it's so powerful it deserves its own. Now, when you have fresh content, what do you need to do? You got blogs, you can ping it, you can RSS, you got social bookmarks, directories, social media. Let me break it down for you just one at a time. Go through these. First thing is fresh content. They say content is king. You have to make sure it's fresh. It can't be duplicate. It can't be something you reused. The search engines are amazingly tight. When you hear about all these search engine updates, they got Panda and Hummingbird and Penguin. They say they got the whole zoo coming at you. One of the biggest things they're looking at is duplicate content. If I can find it someplace else, it's no good. You're going to get slapped, which means they're going to drop you down the search engines, and you are in trouble. Your rank will go down instead of up. So don't reuse anything on your website. When you're blasting it out to the universe, sometimes you can reuse it, but never on your website. But Google, Yahoo, Bing, all the search engines, they love fresh content. That's what they want. And your customers love fresh content. Just make sure it's fresh and it's valuable. Now, pinging and RSS. A ping is a little signal that gets sent out. It says to the search engines, hey, look over here, look over here. We got fresh new content. Bang, come on down. It's here. And it lists it in the directories. So until something is pinged, basically the website sends out a little ping, and that tells the Google robots, or sometimes they're called spiders, to come down and index your content, which means put it into the directories. Now, the RSS, people can click on the RSS. There's usually a little RSS button on your website, and they will be notified through something like My Yahoo or an RSS reader, and it'll show up. Typically, it comes either through the RSS service, or sometimes it'll even show up in your email box. So that's what those two items are. Social bookmarks. These are just like you would bookmark something on your computer, except these are shared bookmarks. They tell their friends about their favorite sites and audios and videos and PDFs and articles and websites that they like. So social bookmarking is huge. Why? How does Google, Yahoo, and Bing rank things? Well, especially with the new algorithms, the Panda, the Hummingbird, all that good stuff, they like to see that other people like your stuff. It's almost like if I say my product is great, that's one thing, and you give that a little bit of credence, but you give it maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times as much credence if I have a testimonial. Somebody else says my stuff is really good. Of course, I love my stuff. Do other people love my stuff? So social bookmark says other people love my stuff. Now, there's nice ways that you can do this through various softwares and services to be able to go out and get those social bookmarks. So we'll look at that a little bit later. Directories, this is just a collection of website. Your Yellow Pages is a directory. It simply lists everybody. Now, unlike the Yellow Pages, you got to go out there and actually put yourself in. So you want to get put into the different directories so people can find you. Each directory you're in is also a hyperlink. It's a backlink to your website. So people can just click on it and go. This will boost you in the search engine significantly. These are 2 great areas to work on, especially if your website is brand new. It'll help get you traffic. It'll help get you found. It'll help get you customers, and customers mean dollars. Social media, a lot of different forms, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, LinkedIn, Google. They got the Google Plus, lots of different things. Bebo and Instagram. There's all kinds of different social media out there where people are sharing information between each other. And this is like another vote, another way to get traffic. Somebody will share your link on Facebook. That goes out to all their friends, and then they can find you. And that share is also a link back. This is one of the things with the new updates that they love the social media more and more and more. So this is one of the areas where it looks like getting clicks and likes and shares and these types of things in social media is only going to become more important over time. So make sure on your website And any articles and any videos that you send out there, that there's a tool, a mechanism to make it easy for people to share your stuff through Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and LinkedIn, etc. Google Plus is also very, very important. You know why? Because if you want to get in the top of the search engines with Google, Google is like 60-70% of all the search engine traffic. Google loves their own stuff. So Google loves YouTube, which they own, and Google loves Google Plus One because that's their sharing mechanism. So those Google Plus ones are actually becoming a stronger factor when working with social media. So you want to get more clicks to that. So make sure you've got your share buttons. You can do sociable. Look in WordPress and go under plugins and you'll find all these different share buttons. If you have a different type of website set up, then ask your developer. But make sure you have these and have all the main ones. The main ones are, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, StumbleUpon, Dig, Read It, Delicious, of course the Google Plus One, so those types of things. Make sure you have at least all the main ones, but I like the ones that have the drop-down menus. That's why I use like Sociable, because you can use the drop-down menu and it'll give you like 50 to 100 more. The share buttons will also allow people to do other things like bookmark it and also be able to print it out or make it into a printable format. They can email it to a friend. These are all ways to help you not only get backlinks and increase the overall SEO for your website, but to be able to share it with people and make it more viral. So very, very important, the share buttons. So what are backlinks? Let me give you a good, strong explanation of what those are. At the simplest form, it's a link, which is just your URL, your website address, that goes from one website to another. So if I have your website link and it's clickable on my website, that's a backlink going to your website. If you have my link on your website, then that's a backlink to my website. So, what is a backlink from the perspective of the search engines? It's simply a popularity contest. If people are linking to your content, they must have liked it, So it becomes a popularity contest. The more backlinks you have, the more popular you are. So they use it like a rating system, like one backlink is one vote. Whoever gets the most votes wins. That's what you need to know. At the bottom of everything, the bottom line in SEO is backlinks. Backlinks, backlinks, backlinks. If you only get one thing right, get good, strong, powerful backlinks. It's one of the most important items. So how do you create backlinks? Now we talked about a few ways to do it. You can get a backlink from a website. I just mentioned that. You can do it with profiles. If I have a profile set up on LinkedIn, that profile will have my website address, and that becomes a backlink. I've also got a profile on my Facebook, my Twitter, MySpace, whatever it is, Google. You've got profiles. Those are very strong. The directories we talked about, social media we talked about. When you put out an article, a video, or a podcast, make sure you have your website link on there. And you don't want to duplicate the exact same link. Wouldn't it look funny if every single person that was linking to your website only went to the home page? That would look strange. So you should have some extended or long-tailed web links as well. So it should be like, if you went to my website, lala9.com, I wouldn't have all my links going in there if you researched my website. There'd be some that would be like lala9.com /articles, /videos, /internet marketing, or say internet marketing amazing SEO tips. Say it was taking you to an article or a video. So you want them going through all of your website, literally, because that's more natural. Matter of fact, you probably get spanked by the search engines if they're all going to your home page. So one of the reasons that SEO is key is because if people love your content, they're going to become loyal fans and loyal buyers. You want really good content that draws them in and keeps them there. One of the things that's real important on the search engines is your bounce rate. How many people go to your website and they immediately leave? Oh, they realized it wasn't the right thing. You want to put really good content and make it what they call sticky, so people stay there longer. That shows that they're loyal fans, and loyal fans become buyers. So that also equals cash. So how do you make it sticky? You can do videos, you can have extra downloads, you can I put a plugin, yet another related article plugin that takes them to the next thing. So if they see another article listed at the bottom of the article that's related that they might like to go to, oh, now they're reading 2 articles instead of 1. They're going to be there how long? Twice as long. Or I've got a little video down below. Oh, I love the videos. Somebody may scan through your article, be in and out of there in 30 seconds. But the video could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. And they'll sit there and they tend to watch the videos more than they read the articles. When they're looking at the articles, they're scanning, they're going through, seeing if they might want to spend more time with it. A video, you got to wait. How do you know if it's any good until you're at least a couple minutes into it? Okay, next. On-page optimization. We said backlinks are huge. The on-page is also huge. Getting things set up. This is your foundation. So critical. How do you do it? I use a little tool called All-in-One SEO. You can use Yoast SEO. These are both WordPress plugins. They're free. And they'll literally walk you through this. They'll say, hey, what's your title? And make sure your title is keyword rich. Then put in your meta tags. Your meta tags are for your descriptions and your keywords. What is this about? Again, without overstuffing your keywords, putting it in just a gratuitous amount of times, you only want your keyword ratio to be around, say, no more than 5%. 3 to 5% is usually good. 1 to 3%, a lot of people will tell you. It all depends. In recent times, Google's got a little tighter about the keyword stuffing. So I recommend probably 2 to 3%. Then your keywords. Put a bunch of your keywords in there, but don't, again, over keyword stuff. So you might want maybe 5 to 8 of your keywords in there. Don't be going 20, 30 keywords. It'll drive them nuts. Plus these meta tags, they're not as powerful as they used to be. God, in the old days, say 10 years ago, you used to be able to just slam, 70, 80 different keywords in there, repeat them over and over and over again. Pour them through all your content till it was virtually unreadable and just ungodly long, and you would get to the top of the search engine every time. Now they will nail you for keyword stuffing in the article, and they'll nail you for keyword stuffing under the meta tags. Now, very important, your H1, H2, and H3. These are headline 1, 2, and 3. You can literally highlight these, and under, like where you have your fonts and your colors and things like that, under your paragraph, it'll say heading 1, 2, and 3. Make sure these titles, your main title is your H1, your subtitle is your H2, and then you try to find an H3. Some people even go down as far as 6, but you're going to get 95% of the value just by going H1 to H3. But if you're really trying to nail it, you got a particularly hard keyword, maybe you want to go 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now time is the other thing. You want an aged website, and I'm going to give you a really cool tip that most people won't give you. Your age of your website and your page rank, how strong Google thinks your website is really huge. Go out and try to find a website that you can buy the domain name that's old. So you're looking for expired domain names. Just go ahead and type in expired domain names into Google or purchase expired domain names, and you'll find sites that'll have things like that. You can find them on Moonsy. I think that's MOONSY or ZY.com or GoDaddy.com, and you will find these old high PR websites. It could take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years to get a page rank of 3 or 4 and have 3 or 4 years. Obviously it would take 3 or 4 years, but you can buy one of these websites, pay I think on average I paid $60, $70 for them. They can go higher, of course. You can go to any amount, but you can usually pick one up, say for $100, and take about 4 years of waiting around to get that kind of page rank. And your overall page rank and that aging, that seasoning of the website will make everything you do on that website rank higher. Okay, Google, Yahoo, Bing, the search engines, they all use what's called AI. AI is simply artificial intelligence. This is like HAL on Space Odyssey. It's a thinking computer. It's an algorithm. An algorithm is just fancy computations to create an outcome. One of the ways you can beat the AI, because it basically works on the same principles of how humans work and how humans think. So they follow eyeballs, and the human eye is attracted to certain things. So through your text, if you're writing an article, you want to do these 4 things twice, at least twice, no more than 3 times. throughout the length of the article. And the article should be about 500 words or more. You get extra credit for that for the length. Bold it twice. Put your keywords in quotes twice. Italicize your keywords at least twice. And underline your keywords at least twice. Now I'm going to give you a more advanced tip. There's something called LSI, latent semantic indexing. Say I'm going for speaker marketing. I would also highlight or bold or quote or italicize or underline speaker marketing tips, speaker marketing advice, marketing speakers. See how they're similar but they're not exactly speaker marketing? Those are search terms that are similar to, they're keywords that are similar to the main one that you're going for. Because when Google, Yahoo, and Bing look down through a page, if they were just to look at what's bolded, quote in quotes, italicized or underlined, and I took out all the other text, from those things could you pretty much tell what that article was about. That's how the search engine looks at it, as if everything else was missing. So this is a very powerful technique, and you will crush your competition if you use it. Next, humans, when they're reading, they remember firsts and lasts. So the keyword should be literally at the beginning of the first sentence. I'll go speaker marketing tips are a great way to build your clientele. See how I put my keyword speaker marketing tips right in there? Then at the end, at the last sentence, I want to get my keyword in there too. The best way to boost your business is to use good, strong speaker marketing tips. See how not only was the keyword in the first sentence and the last sentence, it was also at the beginning of the first sentence and as close as I could get it to the end of the last sentence. Always make sure you have your keywords right there and the Google algorithm will love you. Next, these are things that help your site get indexed, which means found by Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and also to understand it. So use Google XLM sitemaps. This is just a WordPress plugin you can use. If you have a different type of website, check with your website designer. They'll put something in. But you always have to have a sitemap, and you also have to have a robot text. I use KB Robots Text. There's a couple different ones you can use for WordPress, but they're all about the same. It's simple. So the map literally tells Google where everything is so they don't miss certain pages. Because remember they said they love fresh content? But the way they find the content is through your sitemap. If they can't find all your content, you only get credit for the content they can find. If you've got 100 pages on your website and they can only find 90, you get credit for 90 pages. You lost 10% of the credit you were going to get. And they might not index the other 10 pages. Matter of fact, they won't. So all that traffic you're going to get from the other 10 pages that you worked hard on, you will not get. Same for the robots. That helps them to understand what content is in there. And you can also use the robot to block certain content. Say you don't want people being able to figure out or get access to your membership area, without a password. You can block these things out. Okay, moving on. Search engines absolutely positively hate Flash. And Flash can mess things up. And for the search engines, they're worthless. They're flashing pictures, hence the word flash. There's no way to take that flash and link it to a keyword. It's just wasted space on your website. And websites basically go from the top to the bottom. If you were looking at them in code, they read just like any book. And if I get lost at any point in a book, I have to stop until I can figure that out. So if Google gets stuck at the flash, and you know where most of the flash is? Above the fold, first thing when you jump on the web page. So Google's going to find out about 4 things about you out of the 4,000 things they were looking for. They're going to bump up against that flash, and they're not going to be able to go any farther. So most websites have gotten smart about this. They've switched over to CSS, which is less likely to cause problems, and they drive on. But make sure, for the love of God, that you don't have any flash on your website. It better be the most important thing I've ever seen in my life, because otherwise it will kill your website. You better be making your $1 million or yank it out of there. Okay, next, use plugins. I've got some great ones here for you. Hopefully these are all up to date. I did this a little while ago. All-in-one SEO, that's going to take you through the process. What do I need to put in for the search engines to make sure that they can figure out what this content is about? So all-in-one SEO is huge. Broken link checker, it's a warning system. If there's a broken link, somebody can't get to your page, something's messed up on your website, it'll tell you immediately, so you don't have any down content. Sociable is going to put in all that social media for you, make it nice and sticky, make it more viral, boosting the search engine. Front-end editor, that's a cool little thing. I use that sometimes on some websites. I don't on others. It's a way to take like a live page and be able to edit it as opposed to going back and forth from the back office. You can edit it as if you're somebody looking at the website and just making changes. All-in-one security, very important. You've got to protect your websites. It seems like I've got about a dozen websites, and about once a month, one of them gets hacked. It goes through my server and tends to screw up all the other ones. That's their entry point into my private server. And these guys just mess up everything. They will shut you down. So you want to have as good a security as you can. The WordPress security is terrible, so you want to have this one. Google XML sitemaps, we just talked about that. We talked about the robots. The related post one we talked about. SEO Presser. Now this is a plugin that you have to buy. It's probably like $50. You can get unlimited domains and that type of thing. It might be $60. But this will go through and actually tell you step by step, piece by piece, how you want to do your SEO, and will actually give you a score. And you want to get up around, say, like 85% or higher so you can beat everybody else out. 100% would be great. I find once in a while this one makes a few mistakes. Like it'll say put in an H1 tag, and I put in the H1 tag and it doesn't record it, so it actually lowers my score. But at least I know I did it. So it makes a nice little checklist of making sure that you got everything. And lets you know what the score is and kind of helps you out. So great if you're a beginner for SEO, and even more advanced people I see use this SEO Presser quite a bit. Google Analytics, that can plug in and show you your traffic, your statistics, those types of things. Very important. From a marketing perspective, not so much SEO, but good to have. It'll tell you where your traffic's coming from. It'll tell you what kind of keywords people are tapping into. So that's kind of the SEO piece of Google Analytics. Now I got some more hot tips for you. Press releases. For whatever reason, Google, Yahoo, and Bing, they absolutely love press releases. Press releases have the benefit that although this isn't true, it appears to be true to the search engines, they think press releases are done by somebody else. You know who classically does the press releases? That's right, you. You send it out. There's free ones, there's paid ones. I mean, just put in free press releases, and you can go out and shoot those out. But the search engines, for whatever reason, they love them. So I would absolutely do it. It'll get you more traffic. It'll get you more SEO. It gives you more what they call Google juice. Google loves you more and raises you in the search engines. This one's a great one. Google Places, Yahoo Local, Bing Local. This is one of the easiest ways, Google Maps, to get to page one for your local area. If you're a local business, if you want to get local customers, absolutely fantastic. If you're not local, you should probably do it anyways. It's just one more powerful backlink. And think about it. Google Places, Yahoo Local, Bing Local. These are owned by the search engines, so they love these. They are so egocentric. They are so egotistical. They all love their own stuff. So make sure you do these. It won't take you long. It might take you like maybe 15 minutes a piece to do. Definitely worth it. And it lasts forever. Some local marketing tips, target local keywords. Speaker marketing tips, Florida. Speaker marketing tips, Tampa Bay. Speaker marketing tips, Tampa. Speaker marketing tips, 33705. You know, literally put your zip code in. This will narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it down. I remember this last tip, the zip codes. You would be amazed how many doctors, chiropractors, lawyers, real high-end people, car dealerships didn't realize that people, when they type in a search, they'll put in the zip code. The time that you probably do this, that you can think of, is when you put in, say, like movie theaters or something like that. You'll put in a zip code because that'll get the local movie theaters. So great way to target local keywords. And you can score for these like nobody's business. Nothing is easier than getting local keywords. Because think about it. I'm going to try to dominate for a 20-mile to 2-mile radius versus the entire United States and or the entire world, you know, all 7 billion people, the entire universe as far as we're concerned, for SEO versus, 5 square miles. You can definitely win. It's like 1/1000th of the effort or 1/1,000,000th of the effort. So if I would even do it even if I was national. Let's go ahead and score for these and then go for the national, like I said earlier. Why not do both? Can't hurt. Now, videos are amazingly hot. You can see where, oh my God, I totally crushed it here. We're doing speaker marketing tips, and we've got You can see me in 2 of these and Dave in 1. 1, 2, 3 videos, and then we're on there twice. This is like page 1 for speaker marketing tips. I can't remember if this is the top of page 1 or if this is the second half of the first one that I showed you. I mean, we literally might have been on there 6 or 7 times on page 1. I mean, we were just absolutely crushing it. But look at some of the titles that we use. Notice that the keyword's always in the title. It always starts very early in the description. It's almost the first thing after you put in the website address. We do a lot through YouTube. Why? Because YouTube is owned by Google. Google is a page rank of 10, which is the ultimate. There's probably about 20 websites in the entire universe that get a page rank 10. Everything else is a 9, and YouTube is a 9. And guess what? Google loves YouTube. It's that ego. They love their own stuff. You could put it, say, in even another page rank 9. Maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe say like Daily Motion or Vimeo is a page rank 9. They're not going to beat YouTube even though they're the same quality or higher. Why? Because Google doesn't own them. Always go with YouTube, then go any place else. Videos tend to connect better with people. They tend to convert better. People watch them longer. And let me ask you a question. What is the largest search engine in the world? Yeah, most people are saying Google. It's actually Google or YouTube. They're very competitive. Right now, as of doing this recording, they're like on one side or the other of each other. They're like fighting out for position number 1. Ultimately, it's thought within the next year that YouTube will be the #1 search engine. And it's definitely the #1 search engine in terms of how much time people spend on it. People may search on Google for 10 minutes on average per day, but they will spend about 45 minutes to an hour and a half every single day on YouTube, statistically. So it's a much better search engine in a lot of ways. I try to dominate 2 areas. I want to get to the top pages of Google because they're about 60-70% of all the search engine traffic, and I want to dominate on YouTube. And if I had to start in one or the other, I'd start with YouTube because it's easier, and then go for dominating on Google search engine. And Google search engine leaves some of these slots. See, this is not YouTube that you're looking at. This is Google that you're looking at. So I get a 2 for 1. If I score really high in YouTube, I get in the first 3 or 4 videos, especially if I get #1, I will probably also get a slot on page 1 of Google. Google started doing this about 2, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago where they started putting on page 1. I think it was around 2010, 2011. Yeah, right in there. Okay, next. Here's some post-panda, post-penguin, post-hummingbird pointers. These search engine changes in the algorithm and the way the search engines work, they really kick some butt. The panda and the penguin were the biggest one. Hummingbird wasn't that big a one, but these are all changes. Like when panda came out, oh my God, people got crushed. 12% of all websites of the entire internet just disappeared after panda came out. Right out of the bat. This wasn't even all the websites is wiped out. This was like the first swing of the bat. Penguin was a weaker version of panda. It also hit a lot of people real quick. Hummingbird was even weaker than that. There's only so much that Google can do to change things to make the search engines better and at the same time not make them worse, not screw them up. So that's what these things are. Now, panda and penguin, they're the major changes that happen in chunks. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Google will actually make about 500, you heard me right, about 500 changes per year. That's about 1.5 changes in the algorithm every single day. So if you're doing something messed up, you're cheating, you're doing some black hat, maybe some gray hat, you're doing something funky that you shouldn't be doing, and they don't catch it now, tomorrow they may catch it and wipe out your website or wipe out that piece of content on your website or video or whatever. That's why you want to go with white hat, gray hat at the most SEO. So penguin and panda and hummingbird, they all love the quality, so just totally skip the junk. They say, I used to use the expression, don't poke the bear. And this stuff will always be good. The search engines, if it was 20 years from now and they'd had a billion different changes in the algorithm, they would still want good quality content, and so do our customers. I mean, we do basically attraction marketing where we provide content, value, and then people buy from us. So our model is perfect. It is absolute perfection for what the search engines want. That's why we're going to totally rock this. And this is why we're going to beat everybody else out in the SEO and get all that good free traffic, which means free customers and free money. We talked earlier about being social. This is something that all the new algorithms love. They're always going to love people sharing your content and liking your content and saying, hey, this guy's content's great. That will never change. So anything you can do in that area to help your website or your specific content, do it. They love fresh content, no spinning. A lot of people try to spin. It's okay if you do spinning for SEO when you're blasting it out to other people's sites because that will hurt their sites. You can do that for backlinks. Don't ever put spun content on your site. I mean, you can go 80, 90% unique and they will still catch it. And here's the trick. A lot of people trick you this way. They'll say, hey, we got a great new piece of software and it spins and it's 99% unique. You know what they're doing? They're putting the entire article in. And when it looks over the entire article, it says, yeah, this is 99% unique. Because I can't find an article that word for word is exactly the same across the entire internet virtually. So it'll come back 99% unique. It'll come back 100% unique. But here's what the search engines do. And they've been doing this for about 3 years now. And most people don't know it. They will do sniglets. They will do just a couple sentences together, or a single sentence, or a paragraph. And they will pull that out. Now go ahead and put that on Copyscape and see how unique it comes back. The entire article might have been 99% to 100% unique, but you put in that sniglet, those couple of sentences or that paragraph, it might come back 20 or 30% unique with 6,000 exact matches. And Google will destroy you for having that. Don't ever put spun content on your website. But our model is to put fresh, unique content on our website, so this probably won't pertain to us. I put that out as a warning. I said don't cheat because, again, the algorithms are changing. It's just going to bite you in the butt. You don't want to do the black hat stuff. Black hat stuff, does it work? Absolutely. That's why people are doing it, but they call it churn and burn. You'll do some black hat SEO. You'll try to cheat the system, game the system. You'll do something that's stupid. It'll work for a couple of days. It'll work for a couple of weeks, or it'll work for a couple of months. Then they're going to sandbox you. They're going to literally blacklist you. They will either completely wipe you off the internet. You won't be on Google, Yahoo, or Bing. They will cut you off. Or they will put you so far down in the searches, it would take you 50 hours to scroll down through to find your page because you're going to be on page like 1 million. You will never get another piece of traffic unless it's by mistake. So don't do it. Play fair. People say, what should I use? Should I use Facebook likes? Should I use the Google Plus likes? We talked about this a little bit earlier. Correct answer is use both. Absolutely. And I would even go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. And for like $5, you can get, 500, 1,000, whatever, Google likes, Google Facebooks. I like the ones that give me a selection. Hey, give me a bunch of likes and shares and this and that for Facebook and Google and Twitter and, get a package. Better if they can drip feed it so it looks natural, not on one. I got 2 Facebook likes and it took me 6 months and all of a sudden I've got 1,200 in a day. That doesn't look natural. Okay, so that's actually the next thing. Make sure that your link building looks more natural. I put a tree here because you literally want this to grow and expand and branch out. So when you're doing your link building, what looks natural? Multiple areas. Not all articles, not all videos, not all PDFs, not all social bookmarks, not all one of anything. It'll look odd. It'd be like if one branch on this tree grew, 20 times as long as the others and the others were shriveled up or cut off. That'd be an ugly looking tree. You want a nice balanced, even looking link building system. Same thing when you do your social media. You want nice, steady drip feed going through over time. Now the next thing is don't use too many ads. This is new to some of the algorithms. This came out maybe a year or two ago, and they don't like too many ads. So they look at your ad to context ratio. If you say, boy, I'm just going to monetize the bejesus out of this website, you're going to get hurt. This website here is kind of sort of pushing it. They don't have, they don't have an ad up top, an ad down the bottom, an ad within the text, an ad on both sides. They just got one little bit, so they're actually probably fine with this. But if you put way too much advertising in, you will get nailed. So you want enough that you can make your money on it and monetize your site, make it a funded proposal, but don't overdo it. Don't go crazy. All things in moderation, right? Okay, page speed. This is, again, another thing, came out a couple years ago, but they look at the page speed, and they tend to look at that more over time. It started with the Panda update. That was around 2011. And I would use like a caching system. Like I use Hypercache as a WordPress plugin, and it speeds it up. Also look at what takes up speed. Don't try to put a video on your website because it would have to load the whole thing. The thing might be 20 megabytes. You know how long that would take? It might take an hour, depending on somebody's internet speed. They judge these things in milliseconds, thousandth of a second. If your website's slower than somebody else, Google's going to take off points, and they start ticking them off pretty quick. So you want a caching system, which is going to make it load quicker, especially if they're coming back to your website for a second time. Or if there's duplicate content from page to page, which means, say, the same header graphics, the same background graphics, it'll copy all those things. So literally from the time they hit your home page to the time they go to the next page, you should see a jump in speed. Fantastic. If you want to check your page speed, you can go to this link that I put right here on the graphic. Graphics are the things that slow it down too. Your pictures. Why do you have a graphic on there that's 540K when you can't visually with the human eye tell the difference between that and one that's 40K? Why do you have an extra 500K in there? It's slowing down your website. I see a lot of web designers, they don't care about this stuff. They say, oh my God, I looked at my website, it looks beautiful. I go from an SEO's perspective, one of the first things I do is I jump on your computer and I see if your graphics are too large a file size. I say, boy, this guy knew a lot about making a website and he knew nothing about SEO. He's killing you. Your website's going to take forever to load. A fraction of a section is a huge amount of time. Okay, folks, that's about it for us. We were running out of time. I hope you had a fantastic adventure here. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you took some good notes. Hopefully you downloaded this video and you saved it or you at least bookmarked it. A couple of things. Make sure you use this. Use this as your action plan. Use this as your check sheet. Go back to this video over and over and over again. Make sure you get these concepts down and also use it as a checklist to make sure that you've got everything right. I want to thank you guys for coming. You've been absolutely fantastic. Go ahead and connect with us. Go ahead and click the link below and we'll be talking to you soon. Take care. Go ahead and go to lala9.com. We've got tons more training materials for you. Jump in and get those. They're virtually all free. We've got resources there. We've got articles. We've got reviews, all things internet marketing for you. Thank you so much, my friend. My name is Paul. Take care.